In February 2010, in the midst of the greatest economic downturn in the history of the United States since the Great Depression, here's what the President had to say about the importance of small business.
We can rebuild this economy on a new, stronger foundation that leads to more jobs and greater prosperity. I believe a key part of that foundation is America's small businesses, the places where most new jobs begin. These companies represent the essence of the American spirit, the promise that anyone can succeed in this country if you have a good idea and the determination to see it through.
Hello, my name is John Nashow, and I am a small business owner. Ever since I was a kid, I dreamed about starting my own business. My first business as a kid was a lemonade stand. My second business, as a teenager, was running a gas station. But I have done a lot of growing up since those days, and today I am now the Chief Science Officer of my own business. We call our little company FoodQuest TQ. The TQ stands for Threat Quotient. We are just one of the millions of small businesses in the United States working to make the world a better place. In our case, we are working to make the food all Americans eat safer. Lately, we have been working very hard to build a new generation of computer software tools to help American industry produce safer food and protect our food supply. As we work to develop our new products, we shared all of our ideas with the government. From the very beginning, our idea was to work together in cooperation with the government to create a safer food supply. But things did not turn out the way we expected. The story I am going to share with you today is about how one of the principal agencies of our government, responsible for the safety of the food we all eat, worked to destroy a small business. Now you might be asking yourself, why do I want to listen to another hard luck story about a small business that's failed? It happens all of the time. They just didn't have what it takes. Well, the reason is that there is something new going on out there. Today, just when we need them the most, too many small businesses with just the right stuff are being forced out of business by unfair competition from our own government. At FoodQuest TQ, we are sharing this story with you to try and keep the American dream of building your own business alive. The idea of creating our business began several years ago when we came up with a new way to think about complicated problems. The idea is pretty simple, really. If you think the right way about something bad before it happens, then it's more likely that you can prevent it from happening in the first place. This very simple idea has broad implications for our national security because it can be used to prevent terrorist attacks across all of the country's critical infrastructure systems, including food and agriculture. We started off by taking our ideas across the government because we wanted to help our country in the fight against terrorism. But the government did not want to listen and told us that they were not interested in any of our ideas. So the journey to begin our own business began. Instead of working with the government, we would take our patent and work directly with American industry. Somehow, in the midst of the Great Recession, we got very lucky. We found some investors who believed in our passion and who were willing to back a good idea when they saw one. Together, we decided to take our idea and apply it to making the American food supply safer. Over the next 3 years, we poured our hearts and souls into starting the new business. There were lots of ups and downs. Sometimes the team got paid. Sometimes we didn't. We had trouble paying our mortgages. All of us destroyed our credit ratings. Our wives and families lived through the worry too. And we did all of this in pursuit of only one thing: the American dream of building your own successful business. Finally, after nearly a decade of hard work, the race began, and we were ready to launch the commercial sale of a revolutionary new set of computer software tools capable of preventing and improving responses to food incidents and food emergencies of all kinds. Last summer, full of optimism, we launched our new business. But this is when the unexpected began to happen. Weeks went by and no one was buying our products. We racked our brains as to how this possibly could be happening. We knew that the food industry was facing some of the biggest challenges in history. With recalls on the rise, new concerns about the terrorist threat to the food supply, and the most drastic changes in our food laws since the 1930s, the need for our software tools was apparent. As time went by, we finally began to hear the reason why. As we spoke with major food companies across the nation about the advantages of our new tools, they began to tell us, "Why should we buy your FoodQuest TQ tools when the Food and Drug Administration has built the same thing? Besides, the FDA tools are endorsed by the government, and it's the FDA that inspects us." From here, we went to the Food and Drug Administration website, where we found that the government, unbeknownst to us, had stolen our ideas, trade secrets, and patent, and spent millions of our taxpayer dollars to duplicate the tools that we were already trying to sell to the food industry. It was no wonder that the food industry didn't want to pay for a product that they could get for nothing from the government. Faced with the prospect of being forced out of business by the government, we asked our board of directors if it would be possible for FoodQuest TQ to offer the Food and Drug Administration a license to use our patent and technology for $1 a year. Our thinking was that if we just gave away our ideas to the government, they might still allow us to stay in business. But the FDA ignored our offer. Did you know that under today's laws, the FDA and other agencies of our own federal government can steal a small business's patents, trade secrets, and other intellectual property to force them out of business? You see, the FDA and the other federal agencies in Washington know full well that small businesses cannot afford to pay a team of attorneys to defend them in a terribly expensive legal process that can sometimes take decades to reach a decision. The result is that most small businesses who are treated in this way by the government simply fade away, never to be heard from again. And with them, the dreams of entrepreneurs, business owners, and the livelihoods of the employees across America who work for small businesses. That is why we are asking every small business in America to join us in a call to action to preserve the rights of the millions of small businesses and entrepreneurs who do so much for America. Please join us by signing our web petition, Preserving the Rights of Small Business in America, if you believe in the American dream of being able to build your own business. Our petition encourages President Obama and Congress to enact laws that will prevent the federal government from stealing the patents, trade secrets, and intellectual property of small businesses in order to drive them out of business. We will share our petition with President Obama and those lawmakers in Congress who are concerned about maintaining the vitality of small business in America. God bless all of you, and please join us in the fight to preserve the American way. Small business in America needs your help.